The Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department personnel are dedicated to providing outstanding fire protection for the City of Murfreesboro. The goal of MFRD is to deliver the highest level of emergency response with the greatest margin of safety in the most fiscally responsible way. Making sure the department reaches this goal is Fire Chief Cumbie Gaines.
My job is the overall management of the department, and through delegation to the deputy chief, who delegates even further down through the further administrative staff, we have 5 divisions of this department. My responsibility is to oversee the budget. I do not manage the budget. That's been delegated to the deputy chief, who sees the overall procurement and purchases that we have through the department, as well as projects that we accomplish throughout the year through the budgetary process. We currently have 9 active stations and 1 station that's inactive, the station on Veterans Parkway, and they're staffed through our normal staffing procedures, which is 57 people per shift, and it's a minimum. We have a minimum requirement. Minimum staffing is full personnel for apparatuses that are pumpers or aerials, and then 2 per rescue. Our administration building is staffed with people that I consider my support people, you know, and I mean that literally. They do support, and they have to support the everyday operations of this department, and they do that consistently through their work, as well as conversations and interactions through the day. That I feel like, you know, I've got their support, and we can accomplish whatever it is that day that we're setting out to do. Well, we have an ISO Class 2 that was awarded to us in 2007. What that encompasses is there are 3 major categories that the Insurance Service Office, they come and examine. There's some other categories as well, but those are the 3 critical ones, which is the telecommunications, the water supply, the actual fire department. An ISO rating of 2 means for the property owners and well as business owners that they're going to receive a reduction in their insurance premiums, which is, you know, that's a benefit, as you know, financially for the citizens of Murfreesboro. And then as a department, you know, it gives you pride in knowing that you're rated in the top 2% of the nation as far as the services that you provide. We have received several awards recently in the past couple of years. Tough Team won the state challenge. The nationally recognized award-winning Honor Guard, the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Honor Guard, won the national award 2 years in a row, and unfortunately this past competition they were the first runner-up. So, and as well as receiving external awards, we also give internal awards within the department for our personnel. We have a challenge coin that we've developed that we issue out when, you know, when it's necessary for exemplary services that they provided. Engaging the community, which was one of the directives that the council gave, you know, to all of the departments in Murfreesboro. And prior to that directive, I had a Captain Jamie Bigelow, approach me about engaging the community. And he had envisioned this special events team, which we called our SET team. And I like the concept, I like the idea, I like where he was going with that as far as engaging the community, and it's turned out, we implemented that, and this turned out to be one of the best programs that we have going right now. It gives our employees, as well as the citizens of Murfreesboro, a chance to interact and engage and have conversations, and it's a question and answer time, and just, you know, spending time with the people that you serve. We have different programs such as our Project Safe, which is it's a smoke alarm program that was really started in 2000, and we've been fortunate enough to keep that in existence, and we have a chance to go out and engage the community and to do safety checks in the residential homes in the citizens of Murfreesboro. So that I think it's a beneficial program that's helped out through the years as an awareness program. You know, the time of year that we chose to do it was through the month of October, which is Fire Prevention Month. My philosophy is that you should never forget where you came from and how you started. That keeps you grounded, that keeps your head where it needs to be. I remember when I was on shift, and I always felt like, you know, if you get so many staff people on a scene, it kind of becomes micromanagement, you know, and it's implied authority even though you haven't said anything. So what I try to do is to refrain from doing it, and we've got enough good people, enough highly trained people that they can mitigate that scene. If I do go on the scene, I try to stay way back in the shadows and not have my presence known as much so that people feel intimidated, first of all, or second, that they're being watched. You know, that's an uncomfortable feeling. I've been there and done that. Kind of, to some degree, don't appreciate it, because if you train me and if you put me in a position, you should have the confidence that I can do that job and I can mitigate this incident. And that's what I try to do. And at the same time, it's a form of mentoring as well as support, that I'm here, but I'm out of the way, I'm in the background. If you need me, I'm way back there. I'm out of your way. Do what you do. I think as a department, from 1902 up to today, but as recently as the past 6 or 7 years, we progress and transition on a fast pace. You know, we transitioned from first responder to BLS level of service, basic life support level of service, and our water rescue and some of the other technical rescue operations, with the purchase of additional equipment as well as the new heavy quote rescues. That's positioning us for the future as well. We're a progressive department, and I think that's evident in the services that we're providing as well as the vision for future services. I observe the council, whether I'm at the meeting or whether I watch it on TV, because, and I want to compliment each and every one of the council members that you know, that's a commitment that they've made, and I see that commitment through the meetings, through the conversations, through the questions that they ask, that they are concerned about the City of Murfreesboro. And then I just want to take this opportunity to, to comment and say that, I'm appreciative that they are as in tune to Murfreesboro as they are. Coming into this job and being new to the administrative part of my career, I mean, it's been an enlightening experience, and found out a lot of things that I didn't know, and become very educated in some subjects that I wasn't that educated in prior to coming to administration. But overall, as a department, I'm proud of this department and the progress and the commitment that the men and women have, and I do believe that they share the vision. I established the vision initially when I was appointed chief, and I do feel that they share the vision, and we do have a plan to get there.
I'm the Deputy Chief of the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department. My job is right underneath the chief, and he delegates authority to me, where I, in turn, delegate authority to our other entities like training, prevention, medical services, operations. Operation, we got Assistant Chief Kay Journey is over operation, and that's the day-to-day of the 24-hour shift personnel, which we generally got 175 employees on shift. Over medical services, we just now here recently went from first responder to basic life support. We feel the need to have a medical assistant chief. That's Kim Lawson. She's Assistant Chief over medical services. We also got a fire prevention division. They're over the codes. They do fire investigation, they do PR. And then we also got a training division, which is Assistant Chief Alan Swader. Takes care of all the suppression side, make sure we adhere to the states, make sure we comply with all our training and our education, and keep our personnel educated as best we can to betterment this department, and also for the citizens of Murfreesboro. Generally, about the last 3 to 4 years, we probably average around 10,000 calls. And you started in 2000, and prior to us starting first responder, we averaged like 1,800 calls. So you see how our call volumes increase each year, which we're glad. It's a great opportunity for us to be out there to work with the citizens and make sure they're safe. When I respond, I become more of a support officer for those personnel. I'll come to them and say, what do you need from our standpoint? And generally what I try to do, if it's a big enough scene, you still got your day-to-day calls going on. So I say, go ahead and manage this scene here. I will take over the day-to-day calls, and I will move equipment around for coverage. And that's where we try to be more of a support officer to them, because you got people in place, our captains, our acting captains, our commanders who's educated, who come up through the ranks, that they know what they need to do. You just need to more to support them and get some of the extra stuff off of them so they can concentrate on that one particular scene where you can help out and coverage and bring equipment around to cover all your regular calls. So that's more or less our role is when we try to come on the scene. Before we hire anybody, there's certain requirements they got to have. And after they hear the requirements, at that time we bring them in and we put them in some of our requirements here. We do what's called a rapid intervention team, which is more or less help yourself get out of a fire situation. We've always been real good at training of going in and getting somebody else out, but we've now gotten to the point where we're trying to get our own self out. We caught in a situation, so we have implemented that a few years back. Also, we do extrication. A lot of people already have that certification prior to getting here, but we also do it on an annual basis. You'll see our personnel with the rescues, and you see where they got extrication tools. Some people call them jaw of life. Go out there and have to cut a door open or take a top off or something of that nature. We do it every year to keep our skills up, and also to make sure we adhere to our certification. Here recently, we went from first responder up to now we're basic life support. And to be able to do the BLS part, you got to have a EMT on that piece of equipment to be a BLS. And fortunately, we got 83 EMT IVs, which now we're going to change that. You got to do a bridge course to go from EMT IV to what's called advanced EMT. In the process, some of our personnel are doing that now. We went through a credentialing process with Rutherford County EMS to allow us to become a BLS. We still work underneath their umbrella, their licenses. So we're very excited about that, the opportunity we give out to our personnel to be able to actually utilize their skill level at the education and the license that they have, but also to better enhance our medical service to our citizens. So it's an exciting time in our department right now. We started a program called Child Safety Seat Installation, make them technicians. We partner with Safe Kids of USA. Currently we got about, I want to say 55 of our employees who are child seat installation technicians. It's a service we've been offering. We try to get out there pretty regular. You'll see everyone pretty regular. We get out some PRs and we'll say we'll have some areas we're going to set up to actually come in and see whether or not your seat is installed properly. Most time, 4 out of 5 of the child seats are installed improperly. So I think it's a great opportunity for the public to come out to make sure that it is installed properly. Our technicians do a wonderful job. They'll sit there, they'll work with you, they'll show you how it's supposed to be installed, and it's a great opportunity to meet our personnel, and also opportunity for our personnel to meet you. We've been very blessed with our council, our city administration, and along with our council, which allow us on our capital improvement projects, like a 5-year outlay. Actually, we got approved in 2012, and currently we got from our council and our city administration that allow us to get 2 heavy rescues. Matter of fact, we just got them in a few months ago. One's at Station 7, one's at Station 9. They're doing all that. We started Special Ops a few years back, and we're very excited about to offer that service to our to the citizens of Murfreesboro. Also, we got 2 aerials getting built along with a pumper that enhance our aerial coverage within the city, and also will enhance our apparatus coverage as well in the city. So it's an exciting time. The council has been really worked well with us, gave us some opportunity to move this department forward. Oh, we're very proud of our staff and our personnel. Without our staff, I talk about administrative staff down there, along with our support personnel, they do a lot of our clerical works for us. They help us keep this department moving forward. And the main thing is the personnel that's out there every day, 24 hours a day. What I mean by that is they work you got A and B and C shift, but they do work 24-hour shifts. And they have a pretty good call volume now that they had way back before when I started. But we're very appreciative of all the men and women who work for us, because they go out there and you see a lot of stuff that you really don't see in normal careers. You're on fire scenes, you're on medical scenes, you're on MBAs, a lot of stuff that that some people have the day-to-day job wouldn't see that we see. And they do a real good job, and they're very professional. They handle themselves well. We get a lot of feedback from the public of how professional our personnel are, how much empathy they put into it when they talk to the people on scenes. Because sometimes on the scene, when someone has a tragedy of that nature, our guys, our personnel, do a good job of showing empathy, going back to them, and anything we need for you. I think Chief Gaines hit on it earlier about that we give out a brochure now, because you don't think about a certain thing on a fire scene. If you had something like that happen in your home, that actually we give them a brochure that outlines people you need to contact, like cut your water off, cut your electricity off, make sure you contact the insurance companies. Several things listed in it that kind of gives you as a reminder to help you mitigate this thing as a homeowner. So we put that out a while back. It's been very successful. We're glad to hear that, glad to know that it's out there. Anything we can do to help out the homeowner or the citizens of Murfreesboro, that's what our job is. They're the taxpayer, they pay our salary, so in return we want to give them the best service we possibly give them. We try to be open to the public. I hope anytime that they have any questions or concerns or comments, call us and share that with us. We wouldn't know if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing or how well we're doing unless we get the feedback from the citizens. So we encourage them to call us and let us know. We get a lot of calls, and we're very glad of how well our personnel does on the scenes and how well they do, how they handle themselves professionally, and we're very excited about that. But also, if you want to inquire what we do on a day-to-day basis, or how the department operates, or how some of our personnel, how we engage with with the citizens or the community, call us, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you.
For more information about the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department and the programs they provide, contact Fire and Rescue Administration at 615-893-1422.